Today I'm going to replace the heel lining on these Alden 961 shoes. You see the heel linings are all worn out. It's kind of the same on the other one as well. So I'm going to cut out that old piece. Use a piece of this suede scrap leather and see if I can replace that lining. Let's get started. First I start by removing the sock liner, or lifting it up and taping it out of the way, and then drawing a bit of a line. I don't know if it shows up here. Draw a line in pencil about where I want to cut. The same thing on the other side. All right, let's go. Next we're going to trim. We're going to cut these threads, cut this leather, and see if I can remove this piece. Here's the first heel liner removed. I cut that out. I wrote R on it, so when I trace a new one, I'll know where that one goes. I'll clean that up a little bit. And now here's the left one. I cut it on the stitching, sliced down here, sliced all around. Now I just go and peel that off. Once I got the heel linings out, I trace them onto a piece of suede, and I'm going to trim them. I'm going to leave a bit of room at the bottom, a little bit at the top where I'm going to stitch, and a little bit of room on the left and right, just so I can skive that a little bit where it's going to lay against the other bit of existing leather. I cut out the pieces and cut little zigzag lines where that's going to fold under the heel lining. Now I'm going to try to see if I can skive the edges here a little bit. Okay, I'm not much of a skiver, or not an expert at what I need to do for that. But on the back side of the leather, I took a utility blade and just scraped it down, trying to make that thin. And now I'll get see how well that fits inside of the shoes. I almost forgot, I need to remove these old stitches so that later on I'll be able to stitch through those original holes for the outer layer and the lining. I'm going to take my barge contact cement, and start putting a layer of glue down here. Off camera, I pressed the new heel liner into place, and I'm going to let that dry for about 20 minutes. Okay, after the glue dried, I took a razor and shaved it relatively flush. Now, I did try to sew it, and I spent like 10 minutes trying to sew, and I got about that far. And I'm going to give up on the sewing for now, but I really ideally should stitch through these holes and to reinforce it. So we'll see how this glue holds up. Okay, now I can take off this tape and I'm going to put a little glue down in there, but you'll see what that looks like. Okay.